This week on the Digital Coffee, it is your Christmas stocking of digital marketing predictions 2023. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is normally your weekly dose of digital marketing news for small businesses and marketers. But this week it's different. I've dropped it already. It is a Christmas stocking of digital marketing predictions. Listen to this while I go and find it. What does that mean? What is this Christmas stocking of digital marketing predictions? Well, it may just look like an ordinary stocking to you, but in fact, inside, it has come up with some suggestions of what might actually happen in the world of digital marketing in 2023. I asked it to narrow it down to just 7 so we could get the show done on time. And I'm going to delve in and see what it has to say. I can see we've got quite a few people watching, so let me know where you're watching from. We have Howard Howie. Good morning, Amanda and friends. Very Christmassy. Drinking a cup of 2018's First Flush Darjeeling. Now, that sounds impressive. Do let me know if you are watching. What is in your mug? Because that is why I grab a mug every week. This is the Digital Coffee. This is where we enjoy a cup of coffee together. Unless you're me, because I'm not allowed to drink coffee before the show because my energy levels get a little bit insane. So I'd love to know where you're watching. Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on LinkedIn? Are you on YouTube like Howard? And what is in your mug? And while I do that, I'm going to keep playing this music because I really like it. Trend number 1. I've actually picked 2, so I'm going to have to put one away. My stocking was misbehaving. Right, okay. So trend number 1 that we are going to talk about is private communities. You know, for a long, long time, the only place that you could set up a community online would actually be Facebook groups. And the reason for that is, people tried to go back to the old days where we had internet forums and nobody would come, which was kind of annoying. And the reason they didn't come is because everyone was using Facebook. There was no point going to another site to go and discuss topics when you could use Facebook. But things are changing again. Things are going full circle. And now people are beginning to create communities in other places other than Facebook. So we've got the likes of Discord. We've got the likes of Slack. These are places where people are setting up communities of people who want to talk about a topic. Some people are using their own websites again. We are looking back to the world of internet forums. I know Agora Pulse launched their social media pulse this year on its own website. There's one called Circle. Mastodon, I never know how to say that properly. As far as I'm aware, that kind of does it too. So could this be the rise of those private communities where we're not bound by an algorithm, where everything is up front for us to see? I kind of hope to. I'm hoping to set up my own Slack in the new year, and hopefully some of you will come and join me. I can see we've got a ton of comments. We have Catherine. You love my festive outfit. Thank you. I actually realized when I was watching back last year's trends, this is what I wore last year as well. So nothing if not consistent, eh? And we will be looking at what I said was going to happen in 2022 at the end of this show. Can we have an episode where you're actually drinking with us so we can see the buzz? You need to go back to some of my old episodes, Howard. Hello, Aggie, who's watching on LinkedIn. Your mug has awful cheap coffee in it, but that's how you roll. Well, if that's what you like, I'm not going to judge you, Aggie. Hey, Christina, great to see you. Happy festive season from Romania. Because I live in Ireland And, you know, we're obsessed with weather. I want to ask you what the weather is like in Romania. You know, feel free to ignore me. Just to say there is a winter wonderland outside my front window at the moment. That's what it's like here. And good morning to Kate, who is in Ireland, just drinking tea. Okay, let's find out. I just clicked a button. I have no idea what it is. It's going to be one of those days. I have so many props. Let's just see if I can find the stocking, see what it's up to, and find out what the next prediction is. I've got one. Yes, more AI. I'm going to need to consult my notes for this one because more AI is coming. Have you noticed at the end of every year, there seems to be like this massive trend that takes off? Now, having said that, I can't for the life of me remember what it was last year, but I know 2 years ago, it was Clubhouse. Clubhouse was huge. Clubhouse was massive. Everyone was on Clubhouse. Everyone wanted a Clubhouse invite. I had invites. I hardly ever used Clubhouse. But it was huge and everyone thought this is the future of digital marketing. Now, happens every year. Sometimes those things do actually take off and they become part of our ecosystem. More often, they just get stolen by the larger networks. So that's what happened with Clubhouse. Of course, now we've got Twitter Spaces. We've got LinkedIn audio rooms. You know, everyone is launching their own audio platform. Facebook tried it for a while, didn't take off. They got rid of it. But that has been integrated elsewhere. The big trend this year, in case you missed it, is definitely AI. 2 tools. One, Lensa, I think, is the one everyone's using for the artificial intelligence generated images of themselves. So now you can get yourself looking in different modes, in selfie mode. They're pretty impressive. And the other one, and the one I'm really interested in because I've used it and I was hooked immediately, is ChatGPT. Now, although this is a trend that everyone is talking about, it's a big thing right now, I don't think it's going to die because AI tools that have written copy for you have been around for a while. This one is just better. And that's what ChatGPT is. It's basically, you go in, you ask a question, and it will give you a whole list, a whole written copy. I'm not doing this very well, am I? You go in, you say something like, you know, hey, ChatGPT, will you write me, and this is me this week, a landing page for my newsletter, including, and I gave it some specific things I wanted it to include in the copy. Press the button. 30 seconds later, it's written a better page than I would have been able to write then and there. Now, previously, the tools that did this were okay, but you'd have to do a whole lot of editing to make it even legible. You know, there was quite a lot of work involved afterwards. With the one I produced, it was just a few edits and I could put it up. Now, that's not, it's good copy, it's not exceptional copy, but it did the job right then. Where I think this is going to be really useful is for creators, for bloggers, for people who need to write for a living, because just getting something like this, that is your starting point. It means you're not staring at the screen, waiting for inspiration to come into your head. You have it right in front of you and you can edit that. You can put in your own tone of voice. You can add your own inflections into it. But the structure of what you need will be right there. And people are using it for, you know, writing video scripts, for coming up for ideas for TikTok videos, for writing Twitter threads, for all sorts, writing books. You know, people are using it for all sorts of use cases. I think this and the progression, because this is exceptional now, I think we're going to see AI progress in a phenomenal way in 2023, and really is just the way that you decide to use it and make it your own that is going to be a difference. I can see we've got a weather report from Romania. Pretty boring, humid, no sun, 3 degrees Celsius, no snow. I don't think I've got snow. I think I've got frost, but it's hard to tell the difference because it's very white and I think it was -4 overnight. Thank you, Judy. Judy says, fabulous outfit. I'm glad you like it. I like, you know what? I like the jangles. Although it sounds like the bells around my cat's neck, so I always think there's a cat around. but it's also like the warmest thing I've ever put on. I'm literally going to wear this until the cold snap has ended. Right, time to see what else is in the Christmas stocking. Right down the end. Understanding analytics. Now, I'm not just saying this because this is a topic close to my heart. I really believe that marketers are going to be spending more time looking at their analytics in 2023. Why? Well, I think we're going to do it because, we know there's going to be some sort of cost of living crisis going to hit us all in some way. Our budgets are going to get slashed, whether we like it or not. So it's going to be more important for you, either as a business owner or for a marketer, to prove that what you're actually doing is working. And there's one easy way to do that, and that is with analytics. So I think people are going to start upskilling in analytics and data in general so that they can waste less time. They can really hone what they're doing to make sure that the time and money that they're spending is going to benefit them. And of course, if you want to upskill in your Google Analytics 4 in 2023, I am now taking bookings for one-to-one training where I can help you navigate that complicated landscape. But I'm not just saying that. Because of that, I do think more and more marketers are really wanting to invest their time in analytics so that they can invest their other time better. I don't know what I've done with, it's on the floor. So bear with me. Next prediction, incoming. This is very complicated. Put the stocking somewhere where I remember it is. What is it? Raw is in. What do I mean by raw is in? We've been living in an Instagram world for a long time. I think there is a thing called perfection fatigue. I just made that up, but I think it would be a good phrase to talk about what we are getting from Instagram. No longer can we just take a photograph and put it on Instagram. No, we have to hoover the floor. We have to dust. We have to make sure everything is perfect. And it is head-wrecking and tiring. And by doing that, we are just perpetuating the myth that everything in the world is perfect. And people are getting tired of it. Why do I think this? Well, look at TikTok. When you go over to TikTok, that's like the fun social networks that we used to have, where people are just sharing in the moment the thing that they think of. It doesn't need to be great production. It can be fun as long as the message is good, as long as what you're saying is important. And I love that about TikTok. I would use it more, only it's so addictive. Then, of course, we've got Be Real, which, the kids love. Like, I've got 3 connections on Be Real and 2 of them are under 30. One of them is under 20, because this is the platform that they love. And if you don't know what Be Real is, you get a notification at a random time once a day, and you get out your phone. You've got 2 minutes to take a photo, and it takes both the front camera and the back camera at the same time. So you get really ugly selfies of me and whatever I happen to be looking at. You can't see anyone else's until you post your own. Now, this is huge. It's already been incorporated into TikTok. Instagram are about to launch their version into Instagram. So it's going to be one of those things. I don't think Be Real will exist on its own anymore, but it's just showing that rawness is more important. So as a marketer, how should you embrace this trend? Clearly, you need to let a little bit more of the real you in. And this is something I feel I struggle with a little bit. I don't share a lot of personal stuff. The me you see here is me with a bit of makeup on, but I don't share a lot of my personal life. And I think, we're all going to have to share a little bit more about ourselves. We're also going to need to know where the limit is there. So, there is a difference between maybe not hoovering the floor before you take the photo and gross. my thing would be, if it's not something that you would talk about loudly in a public area, it's something you shouldn't post on social media. So if you don't know the world, want the world knowing something about you in real life, you shouldn't share it in personal life either. But I do find that the creators that I'm following and engaging with are people who share just a touch of their raw, real lives too. Do I use Stream Deck? Yes, I do, Judy. I am a massive fan. I have an extra large Stream Deck. I'd like it to be even extra larger because I've run out of button space, but still, I love my Stream Deck. I do love my Stream Deck. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, that is my button pressing machine. Here it is, full of buttons. So, you know, really, I should be pressing all the right buttons all the time rather than the wrong ones. What's next from the stocking? No more cookies. Okay, this is going to be a short one because I've talked about this for 2 years, but cookies are going away slowly but surely. We're going to know way less about our audience, who's engaging with us on social, who's engaging with our website. It's all going to be slightly deprivacized. That was a really bad word that I just came up with, but slowly we are going to see the end of that information, and we're really going to have to adapt our marketing to a cookieless world. And I know that's something that marketers like me are going to be talking about a lot more in 2023 as we start to see the impact of people either deliberately blocking cookies, or with systems like the Apple iOS update, what was that, last year, that will just automatically block cookies. Not a lot to be said about that, but it's coming. It's coming. Live stream shopping. This actually came up last year, live stream shopping. Maybe like this time last year, that was the thing everyone was talking about last year. You know, Facebook, Twitter, I think, YouTube, I almost want to say Pinterest, but I'm not sure. They were all experimenting with live stream shopping. They were all setting up tests with like creators who were setting up live stream shops, and that was happening. I predicted it was going to be big in 2023 and then 2022, and then the pandemic kind of ended. I mean, I know it's still there, but it's kind of ended, and everyone went back to the shops. So halfway through 2022, Facebook went, nah, not going to do that. Not really into that anymore. What am I talking about first? What is live stream shopping? It's basically a live stream like this one I'm on, but I would hold up a product and a little thing would come on the screen and you would be able to buy it. It's alive and well on Amazon, but the other social networks wanted to bring this in. It's also huge in China. Like live stream shopping is massive. In fact, all across Asia, I believe it is huge, but it hasn't taken off in the UK, in Ireland, in America just yet. Does that mean it's dead? No, that's why I'm making it a prediction for 2023, because YouTube is still invested in this. It's still going to give us tools where we can do live stream shopping. I think when everything settles back down, when we got tired of the new exciting thing of going to shops, there will be still more e-commerce shopping than there was prior to the pandemic. And this is going to be a great way to personalize that experience, to give people that raw experience that they might have in a shop talking to a shop assistant. So I think, yes, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. It's the last prediction. VR. VR, virtual reality, that's those big old chunky headsets that people are putting on their heads. And we've seen there has been a big uptick in like virtual office spaces, virtual get-togethers. And I think with so many people working from home and working remotely around the world for the same company, VR is going to be a huge way for those people to still engage and interact and get to know each other. You can have socials where you get to know your work colleagues. You'll be able to have your water cooler moments still in VR world. If you're a business owner and if you're a consultancy, for example, you can set up an office in the virtual world. People can come and see you. You can come and chat to them. It's going to be huge. It is going to be huge. It's already getting there. I do see a future for businesses in the metaverse. But there's a downside. Have you seen the price of the headsets? The headsets are extremely expensive. And by that, I mean $1,000, like $1,000 to buy a headset. And, that means that really this is a playground for rich kids right now. It's not going to be for everyone until the price of those headsets comes down to something that's accessible to everyone. And to be honest, the first Oculus Go that I got was only a few hundred, 200 maybe. But I'm not willing to go and spend on a really high-end headset. So I think at the moment it's still going to be the playground of big business and rich kids. And hopefully in the future, it's going to be accessible the same way mobile phones have been accessible to all of us. And then by then, the headsets might not be the size of an elephant that you have to put on your head. I can see we got a comment from Howard Howie. I'm not sure live stream shopping took off very much during the last couple of years. And then there's a laughy emoji. So I'm not knowing if that's a sarcastic remark or not. So live stream shopping was only really launched last year, except for on Amazon, where it has always been really successful. But for live streams on social network, it was really launched last year, and they never really launched it to the public. So we could do live stream shopping before that, of course. We could just set up a live show, say things, and you have someone leaving comments to the links in that. And that has worked incredibly well. I mean, one of the ways that, is it Lula Rose, that MLM that just totally condones people? Apparently, live stream shopping was a really big way that they sold stuff there as well. So I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not, Howard Howie. Right. That may be my last prediction for 2023, but what did I say was going to happen last year, and did it actually happen? I need my glasses for this. Here we go. I can just see a comment from Aggie here. Live stream shopping is huge in Polish communities on Facebook. Clothes, Thermomix jewellery, it's on fire. So yeah, I think, it is going to definitely take off in 2023. We'll see. So let's see what I talked about last year. Last year, number one, I said subscriptions on social. That means instead of social networks relying just on monetization via ads, they were going to add subscription services like Twitter Blue. I think Twitter Blue had actually been launched at that stage, and that was one of the reasons that I said it. And yes, we know this has been part of Mr. Musk's plan for Twitter has been the subscription service, which has just been relaunched again. Still not in Ireland. So I do think, that's going to be huge. I was right. Tick. The second one, choose your own algorithm. No, it didn't really happen. Twitter were talking about it. It would be like you could choose an algorithm about cats, for example, and you'd have more cats in your feed. They talked about it, haven't really implemented it yet. So that'll be not quite. Privacy in a cookieless world. I think it's been 3 years in a row I've talked about that. Yes. It is becoming more part of a marketer's nightmare every single day. Number 4 was more focus on influencer and creator marketing, particularly for channels like TikTok, where, there is a learning curve there. There is, some people just took off and created accounts and they've got millions of followers. It's going to be a lot harder for a business to do that. So one thing they can do is tap into those influencers and creators. So I think I get a tick for that one. I wasn't far off. Actually doing really well, aren't I? Live stream shopping. Enough said. Yes and no. It hasn't really taken off, but it's on the way. Yes, that was Howie being sarcastic, especially about China with pandemic stuff. Yes, well, I wanted to check in case, just in case. I don't know. Well, there is going to be no digital coffee for 3 whole weeks. I don't know what I'm going to do. Next time I come back, I'll have forgotten how to press buttons. But no digital coffee for 3 weeks. This is the last one of 2022. I will be back in 2023 to keep you updated with the latest digital marketing, social media news, and how you can apply that to your marketing. Don't forget, if you want to do some Google Analytics training in the new year, what better way thing to invest in at the beginning of the year to make sure that you achieve your goals? Don't forget to scan that little QR code there. It has been fabulous talking to you all year. Honestly, the digital coffee and talking to you here live on the show once a week is a highlight of my week. I'm going to miss you for 3 weeks. I hope you are taking a break, whether you celebrate Christmas or another festive season, or whether you're just going to take time off because everyone else is. I hope you have a wonderful one, and I will see you on Consult Her Chart. The 13th of January is my first show back. Until then, happy holidays. Bye-bye.